This is going to be a good podcast, and I hope a lot of people who are their own designers, like me. I've been designing my own clothes since 2015. I started JNBTs back in 2015 after an incident I had, and I started with my very first shirt. Don't be negative. A lot of people have seen me wear it. It's sold all over the world right now because, like I said, it's been a decade since I started it. Well, right now, everybody's being surprised to find out that all the designer brands they've been wearing were all made in China.
There's nothing a Chinese factory can't make. Brooks Brothers, a premium shirt brand from the States, actually produce most of their products all in China. One of their largest suppliers is actually based in Guangdong in China. Interesting, the scale of the factories in this region specifically, they're not massive, but all of them are willing to invest heavily in research and development. For example, the world's first long-stable cotton gene sequencing product was completed here. Factories from this region are beloved by those world top brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Lacoste, Hugo Boss. Recent years, with the rise of emerging manufacturing countries like Vietnam and India, many might think that Guangdong's shirt industry might get impacted. But that's not the case, at least for now, because Guangdong's niche market is only for those middle to high-end markets like Europe and America. With its technological advantages, it will remain as a significant barrier.
And see, this is how you can get away with it. What you do is you have all your stuff made in China for dirt cheap, $5 to $6 a unit, and then you sell it in America for $1,800 a unit. And this is how you do it.
Some say as long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have an Hermes bag, and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else like leathers, zippers, and hardware remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those luxury brands for too long. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China by our intelligent and diligent Chinese artisans. Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer and be a real person. Buy a bag from us, from our factory in China. See the real world for yourself.
You get the bag made over there, ship it to America or Italy or Germany or anywhere, have them add the finishing touches. They add the zipper on there. They'll do the embossing of the leather over there. They'll put like maybe the handbag strap on there. And then they send it to America. So now they can claim it's made in another country other than China. China was the country of origin for the base unit. But after all the additions and modifications made to it, they can say it was actually made in that other country. So my gear, I had always priced it right. I mean, I made it right here in my house. You know, when I was in St. Louis, I made it in my townhouse and everything. It was handcrafted. Everything I did was I mean, even this shirt. I made this shirt. I wear this all the time. I got another podcast called Mic Drop Podcast. I make all my gear. A lot of people on the Mic Drop buy my gear. I might start making gear for this channel. I mean, I'll have the link in the description below so you can see what I do make. And one day I might have some Jay Watts TV stuff on there. But my whole point is, a lot of us are young gear makers. We're small startup companies. We do it out of our houses, out of our garages and things like that. And you've got people in the black community going out paying $300 for something, $700 for something, $1,800 for something that really costs $5 or $6.
Your made in Italy Gucci 80% come from Chinese factory. They just add the logo in Europe to make you pay the price of 10 times. Close your eyes. If your hammer says made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's no quality issue. It's luxury brand washing. Fun fact, the hand stitching your product, 42% are Chinese artisans. We don't do cheap. We do underrated luxury. Why pay 2,000 Europe for Parisian air? Same leather, same craft, just without the European fairy tale facts. Be a luxury rebel. You can shop on Chinese platforms such as Taobao, 1688, Tianmao, Jingdong. You can even go directly to Guangzhou, Yiwu, Quanzhou, Wenzhou to buy. Don't know how to buy, how to pay, or arrange delivery? Just PM me. GoNext to provide free shopping guidance and shipping services for you.
I make my shirts. They cost me $5 or $6. Then I do a lot of work to it. Then I start assembling it. Then I start doing the designs. Then I add the design and decals. Then I pay for shipping and everything. In the end, the shirt might end up being $14, $15 by the time it's done. And I'll sell it for $20 to make $5. Cool. I'll make $5 off of it. Even though it might have took me 30 minutes to make the shirt and complete from the time I made it to actually driving to the post office and everything, about 30 minutes have passed. So I can make about $10 an hour profit making these shirts, about $10 profit, because I'm a small business and I only do it part-time. Now, when I see these other major corporations doing this, you're wondering why companies like Louis Vuitton, Versace, all these companies are being sold and buying each other up real quick, because they know the tariffs are going to hurt them worse than anything else, because all of their gear is coming from China. And now they're like, dude, all those millions of dollars we got sitting in those containers over there that we're going to turn into billions, we can't afford it now, man. It's going to cut into our profit margins now. When you go to these designer like purse stores, you walk in, you might see about 30 purses in the store. They got one on this nice, elegant counter all lit up by itself. The other one on the shelf all elegant, lit up all by itself. And you thinking, man, that's a $4,000 purse. Oh, man, that's a $6,000 purse. Man, this is a $1,300 purse, because they set it up like that. Really? These are probably about $40 worth of purses in there. They just set it up to make it look like it's thousands of dollars. It's $40 worth of purses. And people are walking on like, oh, yeah, I got this Hermes. I got this Birkin. I got this Chanel. I got $40 worth of bags. And yet they got people in the hood using all of our money, all of our resources, making us think that, hey, man, if you get this bag, you can show how wealthy you are. My thoughts is, if you support a small designer in your own hometown, some local boutique that's making it right there, that shows how intelligent you truly are. That shows what you truly supporting. When you start supporting your local designers right there in your community, they're making it right there in America. They're getting the leather, they're doing the stitching there, and their bag might cost about $200, but guess what? It's probably worth $200 for real. And you're spending $1,800 on a bag that cost somebody $5. And they're like, man, we making a ton of profit on these idiots. They really think that these bags are worth something. The same exact bags you see at swap meets. Same exact bags you see on eBay and Amazon. But yet you're like, oh, that ain't real, man. It ain't real. It ain't real expensive. That's one. It ain't real expensive. But they both originate from the same factory. A lot of us know that because we work on cars and we look at some of the parts we get. All they do is stamp something on the back. BEHR, Bear, means it's from Germany. It's the exact same part. I can use it on my Mercedes. I can go get a part that don't even have BEHR on it. Don't have Bear on it. And guess what? It's going to work exactly the same. They're made in the same exact warehouse. One has a stamp, one don't. Sprite versus Squirt is the same thing. Just one has like a shot of lemon in it and the other one don't. And it's from the same factory probably. You drinking Sprite, you're drinking Squirt. The Squirt is cheaper and it's got probably more stuff in it. The Sprite is just like fizzy water. I don't know. But when I look and see how people want to add value and wealth to themselves, to sit up and say, well, I'm worth more because I got a Birkin bag. I'm worth more because I got a Louis Vuitton. Really? You're not. And I'm glad this whole tariff thing is exposing everybody, because we all knew something was up. Because, like I said, we all design our own clothes. I've been doing this for over a decade. And I'm like, why does my stuff look just like the other stuff that we're making? My shirts are quality. I mean, this shirt is probably a year old. It fits like a brand new shirt. Feels like a brand new shirt, still super soft and everything. And I'm paying higher for mine because I can't buy in the quantity they buy, but I'm putting more work into mine. Yet I'm selling mine like at a third of the price. They selling these shirts, out there $40, $50, $60. Mine's $19. And that's even including the shipping. The shipping is about $6. So really the shirt is $13 is what I'm getting for it. And I'm looking at all these other people and I'm like, bro, they can't not be saying this. You can't not be saying this. So it's big news right now that everybody's freaking out. Oh, man, The people in China are exposing the game. They telling everybody where everybody's. Why do you think all these executives, all these luxury companies are bailing right now? Because cat's out of the bag. They knew it was a secret. They knew they were not getting this in Italy. It was being stamped in Italy. It wasn't coming from Finland. It was just stamped in Finland. And now all these executives are like, we misled investors. We misled the retail public. We misled wholesalers. Because there's wholesalers out there buying these bags off of these people. Wholesalers are like, yeah, man, we can't buy those bags from China because those bags are not the real ones. We got to go straight to, Birkin. We got to, get a franchise and go straight to, MCM or whoever makes these bags or whatever. No, they were all coming from China. Now, everybody feels duped right now. But people like me have been saying it for years. I'm like, bro, it's the same stuff. Same stuff. The tires I run tires on my motorcycles, run tires on all my cars. And people are like, well, you need this, you need that. Them tires come from China. Them tires come from here. I'm like, dude, they all come from China probably. I don't know. It's like, but they go down the street, they wear out the same like any other tire wears out. I ain't never had a problem with tires. All my tires last forever. But people throw that brand name on there and say made in, and they don't even tell you where it really originated from. I'm glad Trump is doing all this because he is opening the world to truth. And a lot of people out there are finally seeing the truth now, what we've been saying for a long time. So I appreciate it. For you people out there who are still being victim of it and still thinking that Birkin bag you got was really worth like, $4,000, wake up. Go look at all these videos all over TikTok. Type in FYP and look at all these videos from China, all these Chinese factories. Like, we got containers of this stuff, containers of it, because they don't want to pay for it no more. They don't want to bring it to their country no more. We got tons of this. And so what are these luxury brands over here doing? They're about to jack their prices up to make it even higher. Or maybe they're going to discount it. I mean, like I said, look at that Louis Vuitton Versace deal or whatever's going on. What happened with that? $1 billion company is all it was worth, like 1.4 billion or something like that. That's all it was worth. It wasn't worth like, 30 billion, 20 billion, $1 billion. That's all it was worth. And it's a luxury brand. An entire luxury line is only worth $1 billion. Nah, I mean, that's one person. Kanye's worth $1 billion. So you're telling me that entire luxury brand was worth $1 billion and Kanye's worth $1 billion? Some just don't make sense. Somebody knew something happened and now they're running from responsibility right now. They know they duped a lot of investors. They duped a lot of people and they're running right now. I'm telling you, man, this is the time to wake up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'll be dropping more as the time goes on. I do have another podcast I run. I do a lot of live streams over there. As this channel grows, I will start doing the same thing over here, but I need that audience. I mean, if you're not clicking subscribe, if you're not clicking like, I'm not going to get that audience. I mean, I got 14,000 people on mic dropping. I got to go over there and entertain that audience. I only got 100 over here. So I'm doing what I can do. And hopefully, you guys like the content enough to say, you know what, I'm going to see what this guy's got. I'll hang out for a second. Subscribe. Had to wear my battle fatigues and blend with the trees, committing penalties. You ain't assembled with me. We the 300, a villain superhero, Angel Hall like De Niro, cigars like Puro. Celebrate the hating that we get, cause it's like that. Despite that, dislike that. You can put the pipe back, you jaded crack baby from the 80s, cause you tripping. Time keep on slipping, but I'ma keep on lifting all my people out of poverty with missions and assignments. 11-11 tatted, cause I stay in the alignment. I'm bringing all the smoke till you choke, cause I'm on one. I'm not done. I fear no man, do not run. The shit that you got is all the shit that I had. I've been up, now I'm on my landing pad like SpaceX.